Run by run, take me through your day.
Today was a good day all in all. Not my best finishes, but started out the 450 qualifier. Struggled a little bit with my gearing the first run. Just I haven't been here since 2018, so it was kind of a little bit of a learning curve in the morning trying to get the bike to work right. But came back out my second ride, and I think I got fourth in the qualifying round in the morning for that 450 class. So was happy with that. No complaints there, and went into the 700 class and had a real late draw, so I was actually happy about that. I got to see how the hill transpired. I made a couple changes to my bike before my first ride, just watching how other bikes went through the course, and came back out with what I felt was a smoking ride. And unfortunately, the timing lights didn't trip, and so had to get a re-ride there. My first ride in the 700 class, and my second ride wasn't as good as my first ride, but it was still decent. So I was sitting top 5 after the first round of the 700 class. Came back out the second round of the 700 class, and for my third ride, I guess you could say second round, but I had to re-ride. So my third run in the 700 class, felt like I laid it down and just was only good enough for a fourth in that class. The hill was getting fast, a little chewed up there at the end of the late draw. So, just did what I could with the cards I was dealt. So no complaints there. And then went into X Climb. I had a bye in the first round of X Climb. Somebody dropped out. So I still made my ride. Was happy I did that because I was way off on gearing. I thought we were going to be going a lot faster, and that wasn't the case. So came back right after first round of X Climb and changed some gearing around, and then went back out for my second ride and was able to get the win there. So got moved on to the final 8, which I was happy about, and then went into the open class, and that's usually my favorite class. Unfortunately, I drew number 1, and so that's never makes things easy on you, being that first rider up and over the hill, and did get up and over. Wasn't the smoothest, fastest line. All the riders were speculating on this huge triple in the middle of the hill, and it just never really panned out, and so struggled a little bit, but still set myself up in a really good position to make a clean second run. And unfortunately, I tried to go for this kind of dicey line second round, and just didn't work out for me. Just kind of fought the bike and wasn't up there. So finished 4th in that class as well. So kind of 2 4s at this point in time. I'm happy top 5. So no complaints. Just I really do feel like I should be up there with on the podium. So kind of a little frustrating. And then went into the final couple rounds of X Climb to finish the day off, and got paired up with Logan Cipala, and I had lane choice actually and chose the left lane, which just didn't work out in my favor, I don't think. But you can't take anything away from that guy. He's riding phenomenal. So congrats to him, and looking forward to continuing the rest of the series. And now we got award ceremony. So
what's next for you, dude?
I'm looking forward to a couple weeks off. We've been going 3 races in a row, so got a couple weeks off, and then we'll be going to the Great American back in Billings, and then the weekend after that going straight to Yoncalla for the Big Hill Jam round 3 of the Motoclimb Super Series. So like I said, looking forward to a couple weeks off. Going to do some little R&R on the body. Kind of hurt my knee a little bit, so we're going to get that checked out and see if we can just kind of better prepare ourselves mentally going forward to this next couple races.
Beginning of the morning, it started off with qualifying with an interesting layout. I did okay in there with a 9th seed heading into the verticross, which was pretty comfortable. I left some time on the hill. Then I began in the 700 on my CR500, and as I rode, I kept getting quicker, but it landed me in 4th or 5th, and I was pretty happy with that. I was going into the open class pretty confident, and I had a good run going in the bottom, and I hit a kicker pretty hard, and it sent me over the bars pretty hard. And then after that, I played it safe, and verticross came in, and I had some really good rides, and that's when the day went really good. I ended up 3rd in the class, so I was pretty thankful for that. Guys, actually, I lined up against a few fast guys in the beginning. Josh Mouzakis, I lined up against him. Sorry if I butchered his name. I lined up against him, and I knew that we were both going to be clean riders, and we just had to go at it. And luckily, my bike hooked up really good up there with the scoop tire on it, and then I lined up against Nathan for 3rd after I got beat out by Logan, and I came away with 3rd, and I'm really thankful for that. So the open bike is a new bike, and I still have some things to learn on it, and it's a bike that I definitely have to put a lot of respect towards and just watch what I'm doing, and I still need to look at my lines more. I've been struggling. I need to relax and calm down and act like it's a normal amateur race, but these caliper hills are pretty crazy, and I'm looking forward to the next ones.
Right on. What's next for you?
I may be doing some AMA Pro races. I'm not sure if I will be at any other races, but I'm looking forward to the AMA Pro and possibly Motoclimb, but we're not for sure yet.
Run by run, how'd it go?
Honestly, overall went pretty well. I think it's going to be one of those races where results aren't going to show or how well I feel I rode. Started off in 450, first run went well, got through the bottom well, laid down a pretty decent run, was actually leading for a little bit, started getting bumped off, took a little bit of a different line second run and was able to knock about a second off, and I ended up, I believe, qualifying 8th. So not bad, but for not racing hill climb for a year and a half due to COVID and everything, I was pretty happy with it. 700 class, started off well again, threw down a good run, was able to clear the big step up in the middle of the hill, and that was kind of starting to separate guys a little bit, so got through that clean, put a good run down, was sitting 5th for a long time. Second run came around, cleaned it up a lot, hit the step up better, everything was going well, and for some reason at the very top of the hill, the last jump, I landed and just threw a chain. No clue what happened, can't find anything wrong with the bike, just one of those weird fluke things. It's a little embarrassing, but it is what it is. I know I rode well, but the results in that class aren't going to show it, so I can take that as a positive. Open class was great. Borrowed Matt's Gixxer 1000, who's nice enough to let me ride it. Phenomenal bike. It was a little bit tough though, just hopping on the bike, never ridden it before, just kind of rolled up to the line and sent it up the hill. So first one, I just took it slow, kind of got through the whole hill. At the top, landed in a big fluff pile and kind of killed my momentum, but I was able to get over the top. Second run, kind of did the same thing, but cleaned it up at the top and pulled it in for, I think, a 23-second run. So nothing to write home about, but 2 steady runs, unfamiliar bike. I'll take it. It was good. Right. And then X-Climb, first round went well, threw a good run down, had a good start and everything, just led from bottom to top. And then second round, I raced Bodee O'Neil, and he threw down a great run. I got kicked, I had him off the start, got kicked a little bit, the step up in the middle of the hill, and he took full advantage. He kind of crossed left, I crossed right, tried to get him over there, and he just threw down a great run. I had nothing for him, so he ended up 3rd, so hats off to him. And yeah, that was basically my weekend. Had a great time. It was amazing to be back racing again. Just thankful to be out here, and yeah, just had a ton of fun. They did an awesome job with the venue.
Right on. What's next for you?
Next one, hopefully Big Hill Jam. I'm hoping to make it up there. Yeah, it should be a fun time. I know that's kind of a big party and everything, so hopefully I can bring the 450 up there, maybe find an open bike to ride if possible, and yeah, just go from there.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a bummer in the 450 qualifier. I started out and I was going to go for the lower line option because I've hit these jumps quite a few times over the past years, and then kind of got in my head and decided to go on the high line. And I put a good ride down for the line that I took, and then Nathan Brief came out and he started hitting that low, or he hit that low line and made us all look slow. So a little bit bummed I didn't do that. Second round I came out, hit that low line pretty clean, but I landed on the big hole up top, so that was slowed me down a little bit and ended up qualifying like 5th. I think I had a pretty good run lined up if I hadn't hit that hole, but just not following what I knew I should have done and kind of watching everyone else. So learned a little bit of a lesson to just do what I think works well and what I know for that one. 700 class is awesome, another one and done for that. So anytime you can do that is pretty sweet. Came out and just laid down a smooth one all the way up, and probably got a little bit lucky that they missed Logan's first time, because I know that one was definitely going to be close. So can't complain on that. Then open class went through. I think I just got outgunned by the nitro today. Unfortunately, there was not a whole lot I could do on my run. I could have cleaned it up a little bit, but I don't think I could have cleaned it up by a second and a half or whatever it was. So props to them guys for tearing it up and putting down some killer runs and using that nitro to its full potential. There's some days on the gas you just can't beat them, and I think today might have been one of those days. Verticross run by run was pretty good. I had a couple easier, not real easy seeds the first run. I got a bye on the first run, so that helped. And then I had Logan Mead round 3, which I knew it was going to be a pretty heavy battle. So made that one work out, which was good. Kind of just stayed on that right line. Logan picked the left over the right, and I was doing so many runs through the right lane. I just kind of kept it going all the way to the finals. I kind of liked that it gave me the ability, if I got ahead, to pinch the outside guys off a little bit if I needed to, and sometimes that's what it takes to get the job done. So we did that in the finals and ended up pulling off the win in the X-Climb. So super stoked about that. It was a little bit, I was hoping that someone was going to take Austin out before the final, so I had a chance at the overall, but it didn't happen. So he ended up getting the overall, and I was right behind him by a few points in second place.
Right on. So what's next for you? You gonna take a break, or you got something else coming up?
I've got a weekend off next weekend. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to try to get on my motorbike and do a little bit of play riding, maybe hit the woods a little bit, hit the moto track or something next weekend. I got quite a bit of work to do on my bikes. My extensions have been torn up on my 450 since Columbus, so 3 weeks now we've been swapping them back and forth, so I'm ready to get my bikes tuned in and ready to go for the big hill jam. We've got 1 week off, then Great American, and then we'll be out in Oregon for the third round of the Motoclimb Super Series. So super excited to get out there and see what we got.
Awesome.
Well, first off, this is always one of the best events we go to. This club puts on an awesome event. The hill's great. Started out a little shaky. The 450 class was kind of not my style of hill, mostly the bottom, but I got qualified okay. I think maybe 12th or 13th, right in there. Wish I could have cleaned up run here or there, but so we started the day off that way, and then the 700 class came along, ended up in the top 10, so I was pretty happy with that. Like I say, a few bobbles here and there. And then the open class there at the end ended up going really well. We're kind of on a newer-ish bike. We're still trying to work some kinks out, but ran great. I'd like to thank Pete Loomis, the guy that built my motor. He did an awesome job. The bike ran great. My dad did an awesome job of setting it up, and ended up second in that class, so I was pretty happy with that. Butterfly came out right away like he always does and just lays one down, and had a killer run, and I was able on my first run to come up and had a pretty smooth run and got to open it up a little bit on top, and I think that's where I made some time up on him. And then like he's done before, he comes back just even stronger in the second round, and he laid one down that was pretty hard to beat, and obviously nobody beat him the rest of the day. But yeah.
Right. What with the day, you said you had a pretty solid day, but overall, like, what was your biggest challenge throughout the day?
I think just right away, like I think I rode better as the day progressed, and I had a little bit of a hiccup when we did the Verticross or X-Climb, the side-by-side racing. I got caught up in the gate one time, and I felt like up till then in that class I was doing really well, and ended up coming back and got real close to the guy I was racing, Logan Mead, there at the end, but just that getting hung up in the gate probably cost me 3-4 seconds, 3 seconds maybe, and but it happens, you know, it's racing, and you're gonna have the good and the bad, and I think that's something with hill climb. It's a huge mental sport, and so if coming back when it's not good, coming back and laying it down, that's hard to do, but when you can do it, it feels great.
Right on. What's next for you? What's on the schedule?
Kind of playing it by ear. We're with the folks and all. I got a really good support system behind me. I think we're going to try to hopefully hit the rest of the Motoclimb series, and maybe one or two more out on the NAHA Western series, and yeah, kind of regroup and then hit it hard next year too, hopefully.
You know, it's a pretty impressive run after last week, which you seem pretty disappointed in, but take me through your day, run by run. How'd it go?
I think we qualified P5, I think it was, and it wasn't much better than the first round, but I just knew that, you know, obviously it was what it was, and yeah, I just kind of felt the momentum wasn't there really in the 450s, it felt like, and really kind of just salvaged what I could get out of that. And obviously the mains we did well, we did what we could do, and I think we got second in that. So yeah, just that helped a lot. Obviously with the open class, that was a complete turnaround from last weekend for sure. So I just was completely just so excited and so pumped to ride this thing today. And I just, you know, I woke up this morning and came here and I was like, you know, like it felt different, you know, than last weekend, and I just knew I had to layer on and hold on and hope for the best, and we made it happen today. And so just feels great. Obviously coming back with that, winning in North Dakota on the exhibition in Fordville, and then come to do this the next weekend just feels absolutely amazing. And yeah, I just can't wait to get to round 3 now and see what we can do there. And I just feel like, you know, now my points are somewhat back to where, you know, I mean, I salvaged what I could get, you know, from this weekend with overalling, so I'm hoping that helps my points out a lot. So, you know, going into round 3, you know, we're more confident and we're more ready than we have been. So I'm ready to move on and get going to round 3 in Oregon.
So you mentioned Fordville. Can you pinpoint whether or not that run in Fordville kind of switched things for you as far as mentality or just like confidence, you know? Yeah,
most definitely, and especially with that bike, with having that thing on nitro, you're so limited with running time on it, so in practice time. So, you know, to get a run in like that and absolutely, you know, beat everybody by a second was, you know, you're just like, everything happens so much quicker with that thing because it's just so insane, you know, the power and the resistance is just, it's absolutely insane. Fastest bike I've ever ridden, you know, and we definitely showed that, you know, at Fordville on the exhibition and today as well. And so, you know, we're 2 for 2 on the open bike class, and just hope to keep that going through round 3 and in the last round, and just see where we end up with points, and hopefully we get that championship.
Right on. Can you take me a little bit through that? You had a little bit of a mishap. I think it was in 450 first qualifying, or the second qualifying. I can't remember which. But can you take me through that little crash bobble you had?
Yeah, the second run. So yeah, I was sitting, I think P4, and I really was like, you know, I had a new line picked out, and I just knew I could clean it up on the bottom a little bit more. And so my bottom was awesome, but I kind of just screwed up. You know, they kind of had that wide sweeper, and I just got pushed too far to the outside, and unfortunately clipped, you know, a Motoclimb gate up there, and grabbed my front brake with my handlebar and just threw me sideways off the first, you know, ski jump going into it. And I just knew, like, you know, this wasn't going to end up well, and it happened quick, you know. So it, you know, I was on the ride from there on, and you know, wadded it up pretty good. But it was weird how it happened, you know. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was, but just thankful, you know, to walk away from that and come out with overall today. So
it's a weird question seeing how you kind of overall, but what was your biggest challenge for you out there?
Just really mentally putting the day together, you know, whether you have an off qualifying run, because, you know, that really determines on who you race, you know, from the get-go. And so, you know, with me, you know, I mean, obviously we want to win qualifying, you know, and in the 450 class, just to set you up with the #1 seed, and, you know, obviously it makes things easier. But you know, from the first and second round, I've been putting myself into not the best positions of qualifying. So today, I know it wasn't much better than the first round with qualifying, but obviously, you know, you're running with the best guys out there, and they're on it hard. So I think that was really something to where it was like, man, I got to push harder throughout the day and just be better than the top guy. And, you know, unfortunately, I got a bad kick with the final round in the main event with him and with Logan, and unfortunately, you know, he got me there. But you know, we won 2 today and came out there overall, so can't complain at all.